Hello friends, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to build a very powerful and practical spot welding machine using a microwave oven transformer, commonly called an MOT. This design is simple, low cost, and capable of delivering extremely high current pulses, perfect for battery tab welding and small metal joints. Now let us understand the basic concept first. A spot welder does not require high voltage. Instead, it needs very low voltage and extremely high current, delivered for a very short duration. Typically, we need around 2 volts to 3 volts at the output, but the current can go as high as 500 amps or even more. This high current, applied for a few milliseconds, creates intense localized heating at the contact point, which forms the weld. So now the question is, how do we achieve this? We use a microwave oven transformer. Normally, a microwave transformer converts 230 volts AC into around 2000 volts AC, but in our design, we completely remove the high voltage secondary winding and replace it with a very low voltage, high current winding. Let us now go step by step. First, take a microwave oven transformer rated around 700 watts to 1200 watts. Carefully remove the secondary winding. This is usually made of thin wire and produces very high voltage, so it is not needed here. Make sure the primary winding remains intact and undamaged. Once the secondary is removed, we rewind a new secondary using very thick copper wire or copper strip. Now comes an important calculation. In a typical MOT, the voltage per turn is approximately between 1 volt to 1.5 volts. So if we use 2 turns, then output voltage becomes Vout equals 2 into 1.2, which is approximately 2.4 volts. This is exactly what we need for spot welding. If you use 3 turns, then Vout equals 3 into 1.2, which gives around 3.6 V. But in most cases, 2 turns is ideal because it provides higher current and better welding performance. Now for the wire selection. The secondary winding must carry extremely high current. So we use a cable with at least 25 square millimeter cross-section. For better performance, 35 square millimeter or higher is recommended. The wire should be as short as possible and tightly wound to reduce resistance. Next, we connect the output to copper electrodes. These electrodes should also be thick and firmly connected, because even small resistance can reduce the welding efficiency. Now let us move to the control section, which is very important. We must never connect the transformer directly to the mains continuously. Instead, we should use a pulse controller circuit, as shown on your screens. At the left side of the diagram, we have a 555 IC configured in monostable mode. This section generates a precise time pulse whenever the welding push button is pressed. When the button is pressed, the 555 IC produces a high output at pin 3 for a fixed duration, which determines how long the welding current is applied. This duration can be adjusted using the resistor R and capacitor C. The small capacitor connected to pin 5 helps to filter noise and ensures stable operation. The output from pin 3 drives an LED indicator to show when the welding pulse is active, and at the same time, it is fed into the MOC3041 optocoupler. This optocoupler provides complete isolation between the low voltage control circuit and the high voltage AC mains, ensuring safe operation. When activated, the optocoupler triggers the BT136 TRIAC through resistor R4, allowing AC current to flow. The TRIAC is connected in series with the mains and the MOT primary winding, so when it turns on, the transformer gets powered. The snubber network formed by R3 and C1 protects the TRIAC from voltage spikes and prevents false triggering, while R2 limits the current for safe operation of the optocoupler. Once powered, the transformer steps down the voltage to a very low level at the secondary, but produces extremely high current, which flows through the electrodes to create the weld. When the timing cycle ends, the 555 output goes low, turning off the optocoupler and stopping the TRIAC. The TRIAC then switches off at the next zero crossing, ensuring a clean and controlled welding pulse. This allows precise control of the welding duration, resulting in consistent and reliable welds. The pulse width is given by T equals 1.1 into R into C. Now suppose we choose R equals 10K, C equals 1 microfarad. Then T equals 1.1 into 10,000 into 0.000001. T almost equal to 11 millisecond. This is perfect for welding thin nickel strips. For thicker materials, you can increase either R or C to get longer pulse durations like 20 milliseconds or 50 milliseconds. This design is simple, powerful, and highly reliable compared to complex SMPS-based designs. So if your goal is to build a practical spot welding machine at home, this MOT-based approach is one of the best solutions. So friends, that's it for this video. If you found this helpful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions or want me to design an advanced version with dual transformers or microcontroller control, feel free to comment below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.